Hey guys, Jacob here. How you doing? One of the most important episodes, EFT. I started doing it when, for those of you who don't know, it's emotional freedom technique. I started, somebody burned some CDs for me. It was like 2009, somewhere right around there. Maybe it was a little sooner. Anyway, Gary Craig, considered the founder. They said it started in Greece, but by like a psychologist. Anyway, Gary Craig made it popular for sure, and made it more useful, perfected it. And so I had some CDs burned for me from a friend, and I just gave him like a thank you gift. And what I got back from that, it's for my friend who has a health food store, and his ex-worker did it for me. I want to thank him. I hope he sees this video one day. It really changed my world. It was such a profound switch, because then shortly after that, I went through a divorce, realized I had Lyme disease, had been through a lot of things before that with like family issues, and my health had gone down in like 2001 when I got a brand new house and I had brand new cars. I feel like the stress plus the allergic reaction to all that off-gassing, because I have sensitivities to chemicals and type A blood, so I'm prone to infection. So I could constantly be doing antimicrobials and constantly be doing all this. That's why I'm into this, because of my makeup. But EFT allowed me to be more in the now, more in the present, and to do the things that I need to do to be healthy. If you can get rid of that, then the emotional baggage from the past, your ancestral baggage, then you can do things like I did Pilates today. I did cold water therapy. I did a long meditation. I'm starting to do longer ones. It's great. You have the time. You gotta make time. So took my vitamins. I've been just doing liquids like I normally do the first half of the day. Liquids and shakes, but it's usually liquid. And then I'll have 1 or 2 meals in the afternoon. So getting your head clear allows you to focus more on all those other things you still need to do. Like I'm gonna schedule a massage. I would love to go see acupuncturist, because they offer different modalities of healing, and it frees up energy in your body in order to be able to move ahead. So this is like step number 1. You can't say, I'm gonna do EFT and now I'm cured. Still, you gotta talk to your doctor, you gotta talk to your herbalist, as I do. You gotta do everything, but this allows you, it allows the burden of that emotional baggage that you have, that you've been carrying around, the worry of the past, regretting the past and worrying about the future, so that you can just be right now, focused on being healthy, and we need calmness of the mind. So to explain tapping more, this is for you, those who don't have a practitioner. Like I have a guy I talk to, and he helps me perfect. I talk to him every week, every other week, depends on our schedules, and it's great. Having somebody else to bounce things off of is so good, and it keeps me disciplined, because I did EFT for years very religiously, and then I got away from it, and then if I get too stressed, I'll be like, I haven't been doing EFT, bring the stress back down. Not that I didn't go to the gym and everything, you still have to do all that, like I said, but tapping, emotional freedom technique, is basically bringing up some trauma that's bothering you. Sometimes they're unconscious. You don't know. So let's say it's anger. And let's say I didn't know what my anger was. I know where my anger comes from. Let's say it's rage. I look at my little chart, and when I have tension build up here in my jaw, it says that's rage. So that's pretty intense, right? I'm pretty healthy, but I still, sometimes my jaws will really hurt. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just still upset about things that happened in the past. Let's let them go. Let them go today once again. So EFT, and I'll show you in a minute, this, as a lot of people already know, or there's great articles online. The Gary Craig, the consider the founder, he's got a great website that can help you and give you a lot of episodes to help do it if you need somebody to do it with, as I do. Like if I do a video high intensity interval training, I like doing it with videos for a while, and then I might do it on my own. But tapping, just quick overview for those who are doing do-it-yourself version on this. You have these meridians in your body, and they connect to the thalamus in the brain. Fight or flight response gets calmed down when we do this. So it's kind of like acupuncture and acupressure put together. So if you start, there's some above your head. You can start in the middle here. Some people do this, but if you just start in the middle, like considered like the third eye position, we call it, then you can do one each side or both. So there's on the side of the eye, then there's under the eye. You tap while you're making your affirmation. Then there's under the nose, under the lips. There's some on the chest here, like collarbone. I call it the collarbone point. Or you could just do in the middle if you only have one hand free. There's a tender point. Like I can't even find it because I'm emotionally doing really good today, this week especially. So yeah, right around it. If you find the tender spot, that's like an emotional meridian point. And then under the arm is the other one, just in the armpit. You'll feel it. Then on top of the head, you can just go up and down. Some of the old versions would have you do a circle like that. I started that way, so I continue to do that. But you can just tap on the head. I know a guy who does that. He just taps on his head. But I told him the karate chop point. If you're gonna do one point, let's say let's just say you're out in public, you're around a lot of people. Most people won't notice you're just doing the karate chop point, and you'd say something simple like, "Okay, this situation is really stressing me, but I deeply and completely love and accept myself." That's mine. A lot of people don't do the "I love myself" at the end. They just say, "This traffic's bothering me. I wonder when it'll go away. Maybe I can do something productive, even though I have to deal with this traffic and I'm just sitting here." So that's like the emergency point. Especially again, if you're in public, you can't do all the tappings. You go in the bathroom, do the tappings, and then you could just do this in a pinch. So the EFT doing all that tapping, I know it looks weird if you've seen it for the first time, but doing all that tapping allows us to lose emotional impact of past traumatic events, especially pain. I just wrote that out. I didn't write that because I've been doing it for so long. That's how I feel. Yeah, we have emotional impact, which is good. But when it's too much, we're obsessing about it. We can't turn off that worry. Sometimes we don't even know what it is, but you can feel the emotion like pain, anxiety, rage, loss of a loved one, whatever it might be. So you can just tap on that, even if you don't know exactly what it is. Some people have childhood events, and they don't even know what it is. And I didn't remember one of my childhood events until my mom told me, and I was like, "Thank you for telling me. Now I can get help with it," because I always wondered why I was so angry. And I think I would ask her, and then finally she let me in on it. Could be worse. I could have a lot worse, but I'm good now. Doesn't mean I can't worry tomorrow, because I can certainly get on the worry train tomorrow if watch too much news. That's why I recommend, if you want to be good at EFT, take a week off. There's a favorite show of mine that I like on YouTube, and I'm gonna get his name, but he said do a media detox, just 7 days, no news. You might say hi to your friends. Some people do the social media detox. I would say do them both. Don't do any news, social media for a week, and watch as you do the EFT, your state calms down. So those who don't want to get a practitioner, and a lot of people, I recommend doing that, and I have one that I work with that I refer to people to. But if you're going to be doing it on your own, let's see. There's Gary Craig, and he's posting new stuff. I didn't notice until I just looked it up today, but I had his old stuff. So there he is. I want to give him credit. He's really helped. Let's see, get closer. Yeah, Gary Craig, such a nice, well-balanced guy. And I got his CDs of him talking to audiences, teaching them EFT. He was like a do-it-yourself teacher. He'd say, here, just do it on your own. Now there's practitioners, and I could do it with people if somebody asked me, but I'm more about the focusing on everything over overall. I'm a health coach, more specifically a youth coach. That's why I call everybody my youthologist. I call it youthology. Because if you say, oh, I'm a disease prevention coach or something like that, that's negative, right? So I recently realized that. Don't focus, because I can help people with autoimmunity, no doubt. I can coach them to help them put it in remission. But we focus on where we want to be, not where we are now. That's way better than worrying about the past, right? I could just say, oh man, I just gotta not be having Lyme anymore. And if that's my goal, it's not the best way to have a goal. It's more of, I want to be youthful and be vital. I want to have a lot of energy. That's my focus. It's in the future. I have a great goal. And I work on everything and it shows, right? I work from my skin to cleansing my cells. I do it all. But EFT is the first step to emotionally cleanse. Yeah. Love this guy. So a lot of us have, the most common one that EFT will help us with is the need to worry and to be safe. A lot of us feel like if we're not worrying, then problems are going to happen. We're not going to be safe. And my dad taught me this one. He was always worrying. He had a lot, parents have a lot of pressure, especially if there's economic issues. You just moved, family issues. And he wanted everybody else to be that way. If we're all worrying, then okay, it's going to be okay. But we didn't enjoy life in the process as much as we could have. Not very much at all, really. There was sometimes during the week. But we don't want to be feeling good sometimes, right? We want to feel good all week, every day. We want to be in the present now, feeling well. Even if we have some issues to work on, even if we have pains, wherever they are. You can tap on this idea, let's say, where did I used to have a lot of pain? My sciatica. Used to have a lot there. So it just pinged me a little bit recently. And I realized that's just a warning light. But it used to be chronic. It used to be really bad. And you can tap without even having a practitioner doing all the deeper stuff. And just say, even though I have this sciatica pain, I deeply completely love myself. Even though it hurts and it's a challenge, I can deal with it. Even though I don't know where that sciatica is coming from, I deeply completely care for myself. Even though it makes me frustrated, it's irritating, I accept it. I see the warning light of the sciatic pain, and I welcome peace into my life. And then under the armpit, even though the sciatic pain is unbearable at times, and I think it comes from past traumas, it's okay. Then the last one you can do is, I try to do this whole round 3 times, and just say things about how you're releasing this issue. So I have sciatica a little bit recently, and I appreciate the warning. You can figure out. See how it's hard. It's a little harder doing it on your own. If you have a practitioner who's telling you what to say, he's been trained in it, and sometimes I get a little tongue twisted, yeah, but then it comes out. So then you'll go and move into other areas of your life, and things will just come out. If I knew what the sciatica pain was, it can come out now. And you're like, oh, let's say it was I wasn't loved enough as a child. A lot of people can handle this part. They don't start out with I deeply and completely love and accept myself. But that's what Gregory Craig originally taught me. He would say I deeply accept myself. Yeah. You can do that. You start out with that. That's the easier one. You don't want to trigger too much emotion. You can say I accept myself. Even though I have this problem of sciatica pain, I accept myself. And then I've gone further and said, even though I have this sciatica pain, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I read that somewhere. And so let me do that one. So, because my practitioner says some people aren't ready for that extra level, but I feel all the problems that we have is because we're not loving ourselves enough. We just don't know how to undo that and then do the things that show self-care in the proper way. Because it's our self-help journey, and we have to figure out what works, especially what's going to work for the next 18 months. If you're doing something like this is very easy, right? But if you're doing like some kind of intense workout and you're like, I don't know if I can even handle this 30 to 90 days, much less a year and a half, then I wouldn't do it. So we figure out what works for us. And this one, it's a start. It's a start for everyone. Everyone needs to start with this if you have autoimmune conditions and you want to regain youthful vigor. So let's see. What else? Again, and the book that I like, The Tapping Solution. What was it by? Yeah, we're going to put it in the notes. By Nick Ortner. So basically, we went over a lot. I didn't think it was going to go this long, but EFT, emotional freedom technique. You can do it on your own, but a practitioner, it's more effective. You're going to get things done quicker. You're going to be more consistent if you're paying somebody. And it allows us to be in the now so we can be, again, more youthful, vital, and put these autoimmune problems or whatever sickness we have in us out, put it away, and be healthy mentally, morally, physically, and spiritually. Good health to you all.